So Baraka leads now 4.6 ahead of Thales with still one stop to do. Thales on the hards, Cucumber on the hards, and Canadian Nectar also has done a good job to try and stick with the leading pack. And Dundee is disconnected, I think. And Bialo having a good race with Hunter here battling for P5. Bialo managed to stay ahead on fresher hard tires, but Hunter has the medium tires. Bialo with also better ERS. There's a yellow flag. I think that's Callas who has lost it into the tricky corner. Now gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So coming back into a race, Baraka keeps leading, now 5.3 seconds ahead of Thales. Thales and Slippery Cucumber having a good battle for the win now. There's a yellow flag that is Joseph Besley's round, but he's far behind. Baraka leads, then Thales in second place, Cucumber in P3. Have to remember that Baraka still has to stop. We'll see how much longer he can extend those soft tires, and I think Baraka can make it back possibly to P3, maybe, but yeah, there are some fast guys in the way as well, or good defensive guys, so we'll have to see. I think he can take those tires for around 5 more laps, I think, but they're gonna be really degraded. Here comes what would be the Berto battle for the win, Thales versus Slippery Cucumber. Slippery Cucumber is really close to the Williams driver, both on similar amount of ERS. but Thales gets a good run on the straights, and here comes Baraka into the pit lane. Is gonna go for the medium tires. We'll have to see where he drops. Now Slippery Cucumber is taking the lead now. Slippery Cucumber gets ahead of Thales. There's a yellow flag, that is Black Bala. Now Baraka is gonna fall down into P7 of this race, I think. No, he's gonna be overtaken by Callas as well, but it should be an easy move later on him. Here comes Callas ahead of Baraka, but Baraka should get past him in not much time. The next lap should be ahead. But yeah, that first safety car causes Baraka a lot. Down into P8 and out of contention for the win, of course, if no safety car comes out. Cucumber leads 9/10 ahead of Thales. Thales doing his best to hold into Cucumber's DRS. But Cucumber has a lot of pace on this track. Cucumber trying to push as well. I've seen he's using his ERS, thing that he usually doesn't do. But he's trying to pull away the second gap from Thales. But Thales will do his best to stick it into the DRS, which he is doing now. He managed by a minimal margin to stay in the DRS, and this still leaves the battle for the win open today. Cucumber 9/10 ahead of Thales, but Thales now with the DRS will try to get as close as he can to Slippery Cucumber. Slippery Cucumber has deployed a lot of DRS doing his fast lap, but I think Baraka will end up taking that anyway. Thales versus Cucumber, the battle for the win in round 1 of IOR Season 6. Canadian Necktie calling it into 3rd place, and here comes Baraka already ahead of Callas. So I was saying it wasn't gonna take too much time for him to get ahead of the Alpine driver. Now let's see how far Baraka is from the lead. Baraka is right now 19 seconds from the lead, so yeah, definitely is normal conditions. He's out of contention from this win unless, as I said, there's a safety car. Definitely will try to make it into P4 at least. It's gonna be tricky to get even Canadian, who is also far in the distance. Cucumber leads from Thales. This is the battle currently for the win. It's Ferrari versus Williams. Thales managing to stick into Cucumber's DRS. Really good pace there from the Williams driver. I have to say, in this race, the only teammate that has been able to do some help has been Canadian Necktie. Well, Dundee did a bit, but at this point, well, Dundee's out, disconnected. Nick FIFA is spun a lot of times, and well, Canadian Necktie is there, but unable to do much right now. But it's gonna be strong points for Ferrari today anyway. Baraka now closing the gap on Hunter. Ten laps to go on this Bahrain Grand Prix. Leaders only separated by by only half a second. Thales doing his best against Slippery Cucumber. So this is what we want, of course, always more people involved in the battle. Here comes Thales, thinking about a move into turn 1, but backs off quickly. Puts Cucumber a bit under pressure there. Got a good exit out of turn 3. But is he gonna try and go for the move here down the inside? No, he's backing off. He's still taking his time to get this move done when he needs to do it. 10 laps to go on the Bahrain Grand Prix. Baraka's also closing the gap on Hunter and Acid Masters. It's gonna be a bit of more tricky overtake for Baraka here because both are on a DRS terrain, but he should have the tire advantage at this point. Joseph Vesely gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And now he's really close to getting lapped by these guys. Oh, and Hunter now pits, well, had really old medium tires, gonna go for the soft for this final stint. This is gonna make things a bit easier for Baraka because he's now gonna be able to clear Acid Masters quickly without any problem of the DRS terrain. Now let's see where can Hunter finish this race. Let's see if he can try and chase Callas. No, he's too far behind. I think it's gonna be kind of hard to do it. Battle for the lead continues. We have less laps remaining on this race. Once again, coming into the main straight, Thales is on Cucumber's DRS. He's not gonna try to attack at this point. 3 attempts behind, but still too far to send a dive down the inside into turn 1. Baraka's now finally got into almost Acid Masters DRS, 1.1 second gap. Still unable to get into the DRS range with Acid Masters, but it should be there by next lap or by this one, but it's gonna be tricky to make the overtake here. Now Bialo versus Baraka is gonna be an interesting battle to see. Bialo wasn't as aggressive as I thought he could be. Oh, and Thales loses the DRS there against Slippery Cucumber. Let's see if he can get it back by next DRS zone. I think he didn't get it back. We'll find out now. Yeah, he's lost his DRS for a moment, but he's gonna get it back into the next straight. And Baraka gets the move done on Acid Masters, takes P5 of the race. And now next one is gonna be Bialo, which is definitely not the easiest driver to overtake, but on this race we didn't saw him put too much resistance. Slippery Cucumber getting close to one of the back markers. That's gonna let them both of the race leaders by there. Really good there by Black Bala, not interfering in the battle for the win of the race. Oh, I think both leaders made a little mistake out of the exit of the final corner. Might have just cost them a little bit of time there, but well, it's not like they have anyone else around them to battle, so oh, and Thales loses a car there a bit there. That might have cost him the chance of battling for the win. Little slide out of turn 3. Now it's gonna be tricky to find back that second on Slippery Cucumber. Lost a whole second there. But the race still far from over, so anything can happen. Thales still might find something to try and challenge Cucumber on the final laps of this race. But we'll have to see. 2.3 the difference now. It's not too big, but yeah, it was less than a second one lap ago. Baraka now is gonna be at the back of Bialo, challenging for P4 of the race. Now P3 is really far in the distance. Canadian Necktie. The Ferrari is really a strong team in this season. Definitely I want to look at. Now Baraka at the back of Bialo, but still not on the DRS range. 5 laps to go on the Bahrain Grand Prix. Humor leads now 2.4 ahead of Thales. Then comes Canadian Necktie, 3.5 seconds behind, with a penalty that should get removed. I think it was for a collision with Dundee's AI under safety car. But anyways, not like it's gonna cost him anything. Let's see the penalties. It's only a 5-second penalty, and it's really not gonna lose anything. And here comes Baraka on Bialo. Let's see if this is going to be an easy move for Baraka to do or not. Depends how aggressively Bialo decides to defend. Battle for P4 of the race. Here comes Baraka on Bialo's DRS. Is Bialo going to try to defend? I think it's not going to try to defend this one. Or is he? Yes, he moves down the inside very late there. Baraka tries and break the latest by the outside. Now Baraka is the one that's going to have the DRS. Almost nearly contact between Bialo and Baraka. Does Baraka have enough straight line speed to get past Bialo into turn 4? No, he doesn't. Bialo is going to stay ahead for this lap at least. Interesting battle for P4 of this race, and we have of course the battle for the lead, but yeah, Thales' mistake took him out of the DRS, hasn't been able to recover it. The pace though has been similar, exactly the same between both drivers, so without that mistake the battle would still be open. Until this point now, Talos depends on a mistake from Slippery Cucumber to try and have a look at the win at this race again. Meanwhile, Talos just needs to keep it nice and clean. Joseph Besley spun there, and that is gonna... thankfully didn't cause any trouble to Bialo nor Baraka. Can Bialo defend Baraka for one more lap is the question now. Baraka gets a good entry on the corner, not sure if he got the best exit out of the corner. Now on the DRS once again, and on the slipstream, can Bialo hold Baraka this lap or can't he anymore? Bialo tries to close the door, but not enough close to do it once again. Oh, but he's now trying to switch back. Bialo tries to switch, but then I think he's gonna have the DRS now, and this is now Bialo ahead once again. Good defending there, and attack by Bialo, doing his best to save that P4 of the race from Baraka. Baraka's lost a bit of time there, but he should quickly gain it back in the next couple of corners. 2 laps to go. Cucumber seems that's gonna be taking the first win of the season as it's going now. Thales fought as hard as he could. He's kept the pace with him, but that mistake might be the reason that have cost him the win today. But well, we never know. Still 2 laps to go. Anything can happen. But at the moment, Cucumber seems to have it all managed, all good managed till the end. Once again, checking the battle between Baraka and Bialo. Battle for P4 of the race. Bialo does get a good exit out of the corner now. Can Baraka try and get past him on this lap? He's much far behind than he was in the previous lap, so it's going to be even harder for Baraka to get past Bialo. Here comes down the inside. Bialo goes defensive. And I think Bialo has it really good measured here. Now Bialo's gonna get the DRS and is gonna take the place back, yeah, without having to fight really hard here. Bialo recovers the place on Baraka. Good attack and defense by Bialo, I have to say. Definitely been one of the best drivers today. Oh, but Baraka almost goes side by side with him through the next corner. So really close to him this time. Can Bialo try and hold him for the final lap of the race or not? Baraka's got a good exit there. I think he did. He's close to Bialo, but I think Bialo can survive this straight. Bialo goes defensive. Baraka tries. Get the move done by the outside, but who's gonna break the latest in here? It's gonna be Bialo. It's gonna be Bialo who breaks the latest and managed to hold into this place. Cucumber is now having some issues with Dundee's AI, that's why I told him to retire the car, but he didn't listen to me. Now he might even complicate his teammate a bit in here, or at least he's gonna give him DRS or not. Oh, and somehow now the AI is letting Talos by, or it's actually Dundee driving in the car. Baraka finally gets past Bialo. No, Bialo's still fighting this one. Bialo's fighting. Bialo is fighting. Are they gonna make contact into the corner? Who's gonna get the DRS now? It's Bialo who gets the DRS. Now Baraka will have to defend as hard as he can. But here comes Bialo, has the inside here. Who's gonna break the latest? Bialo tries to break the latest in here. Bialo tries. Oh, and he spins. No, that's not the way it should have ended. That's definitely not the way that a battle like that should have ended. And look at Talos, he's closed the gap to Cucumber to 1.2. But it's not gonna be enough at this point to try and get him into the final couple of corners. Here comes Liberty Cucumber to complete what's gonna be the first race of the season, but it wasn't as dominant as you could think it could have been. So Liberty Cucumber is only gonna win by 1.4 seconds ahead of Talos, the man that is looking for another championship, but today wasn't his day. Made a mistake, and that mistake gave Cucumber free way to push in front, and here comes Slippery Cucumber into the line, and it's Cucumber who wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Thales takes second place, only 1.6 behind. Canadian Necktie will come home and complete the podium. Here comes Baraka now into the final corner, finally managed to defeat Bialo. Bialo finally only lost a place, the one against Baraka, didn't lose more than that. Here comes Baraka to take P4 of the race, definitely not what the championship, the defending champion wants, coming into round 1 of next season. P4 for Baraka, Bialo now completes a solid P5, which could have been a P4. Acid Masters racing as a reserve, P6 for him, Nick FIFA comes into P7. Hunter will take P8, Callas P9, Black Bala P10, Joseph Besley P11, and finally Dundee. Well, I think it's disconnect is not gonna be scoring any points today. But I have to say that was a really enjoyable season opener. Battle between Thales and Slippery Cucumber for the win, which finally saw Slippery Cucumber take in the win in Bahrain. I also have to say it's the first time actually a pole sitter wins in Bahrain. It's the first time a pole sitter wins on this track in IOR history. So congratulations to Slippery Cucumber for breaking that bad record for pole sitters on this track. So we're gonna go now with the Canadian National Anthem for Slippery Cucumber. Well, and that's the Canadian national anthem and the Italian national anthem for Cucumber and Ferrari. We've already got Cucumber and Canadian here in the party chat, but we're still waiting for Talis, and then we can get started with the post-race interviews. Oh, he's here. Finally. So welcome everyone to post-race interviews. We got the three guys on the podium already in the party chat. So we are gonna start now with Slippery Cucumber, the man, your first race winner of IOR Season 6, which I have to say once again, congratulations Slippery Cucumber for another win in IOR. If I'm not wrong, this is the number 21 in a championship, 22 if we count the anniversary race as well. But congratulations for another great drive. Typical pole position, race win, manage the race since the start. But I'm gonna talk about something. I saw Talis putting a lot of pressure on you on the final laps of this race. I know it's not been actually a comfortable race for you. You had him on your DRS for a couple of laps, and you had used a lot of ERS, not like always that you had full ERS and you're managing the race really calmly. So, do you think you have a new rival apart from Baraka this season?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it looks like that. I mean, I couldn't really get Talus off the back of me, and I was kind of worried because, I mean, I was running a bit of a higher downforce setup. I mean, Talus was really fast and straight, and I could just tell he was just saving his ERS. And I knew, like, lap 28, lap 29, he's just going to blow by me, and I won't be able to keep up. I mean, I only had, like, 20 because once I overtook him, I tried to, like, get past him, and I almost, but again, the straight line speed was just killing me. I couldn't make up enough time in the corners. But, I mean, luckily enough, he made a mistake coming out of the exit at turn 2. So, I mean, I saw that was my chance. And I just try to keep the gap stable. I mean, we were basically putting in the same lap times. But yeah, Talos was really quick. It's definitely another person to think about, especially with Barak. I mean, Barak kind of had a bad strategy, but I mean, he's only doing that a few times. So I mean, Barak's super consistent. But yeah, I mean, Tails was definitely surprised.
Now we're gonna talk about that start of the race. What can you say us about that start? It was really crazy. You thankfully got away with it. What anyone involved in the carnage, which saw Baraka and Talis fall a lot behind, and Canadian take second of the race. So did you feel maybe a bit comfortable after that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I saw Brack was starting on the hards, which I mean is not bad, but I mean the way this game is with warming up the hards, it's impossible. If you're not going, they at least they need two racing laps to really get them up to the right temp. So I knew, I mean I've done this before, starting on mediums before, while everyone's starting on softs, and like the last game, I mean you just get swamped, and I saw Barak, he just got swamped. So I was quite happy with that, but then I saw. Talos was having a good run on me. Um, and I'm not too sure what happened. I just saw him kind of, I don't know if he spun, but I saw him an instant happen, and then I saw Biolo was behind me, and I was quite confident I could probably pull the gap on Biolo, but I knew he would be draining his ERS. But then yeah, as like the laps went on, I started building the gap, and I mean I liked it. I was enjoying it. That's the type of race I want, but the safety car came out. I was kind of a bit of bummed out, but I just put on the hards, but it all worked out.
Now, I think this will be my final question, but do you think you would have won if Thales didn't make the mistake and he would have stick to your DRS till the end of the race? Do you have some plan to not let him pass, or do
Uh,
you think you would have lost the race?
Honestly, my plan was to let him by the next lap. The lap he made that mistake at the end of that straight, or not the end of the straight, but at the start of start of the next lap, I was gonna let him by because if I didn't, I'm pretty confident I would have lost that race. I don't know what his ERS was, but I'm pretty confident it was probably like 99. So, and I was 20, and I knew if I didn't let him go by now, I was gonna lose that race. I think, but I saw the mistake and was definitely smiling. But yeah, I think it would have been very tough for me to win with me just trying to stay in front.
All right, then I think that's all my questions for you today. So I'm gonna say congratulations on the win, a strong start of the season, which is what you needed. Now
Thank you.
next weekend coming into Saudi Arabia, but now I'm gonna go with the man in second place, Thales. I'm gonna say congratulations to you for that race. You had a really tricky start with the incident with Canadian, had to fight back in the first part of the race, and then had a amazing battle with Cucumber till it lasted till the mistake. But first of all, I'm gonna go with the start of the race. I saw you got a really good start, even try attacking Cucumber into turn 1, but then you went a bit wide, and which ended with you and Canadian going side by side and then the collision. So can you explain what happened there and how your wing survived there as well? Thales, are you there? Oh, he left the party chat.
He might join back. I'm not too sure.
I guess he will.
Seemed like he was trying to turn his mic on, but nothing was happening. Oh,
Well, I'm gonna go with Canadian Necktie as I don't know how much time will take for Thales to come back. So I'm gonna go with the man in. Oh no, he's back. Thales, are you there? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Could you hear the question I did, or do you need me to repeat? Clown. Okay, I was saying congratulations to you for doing a really good race. You had a really tricky first part of the race with all that incident with Canadian Necktie and falling down to last place actually, and then recovering all those places in the first couple of laps. Then after the safety car, having a really good battle with Slippery Cucumber almost till the end. But what I asked is, on that first, can you please tell us exactly what happened on that first lap of the race? You did a really good start, almost got past Cucumber in turn 1, but then went a bit wide and ended up in a collision with Canadian Necktie. So please tell us exactly what happened there and how your wing survived as well, as I thought you could have broke it there. Now I'm gonna talk about the safety car itself. I saw you had some kind of incident with Canadian Necktie coming into the pit lane. I think he was slowing down too much, and I don't know if you broke your wing there. I think you didn't, but can you explain us what happened there? Now, talking about the rest of the race, you were able to stick with Cucumber till almost the end of the race, and that mistake happened. So maybe you didn't find the grip at some point, or you just made a normal mistake. Can you explain what happened there? Because I think that definitely costed you a possible win. You had more ERS than Cucumber, and were sticking with him through all those laps. So I think you would have been for an attack there at least to challenge him for the win on the final laps.
What were
And
your pressures, Talus? Sorry, wings. I meant wings. I don't know why I said pressures. Yeah, yeah. So you're running lower ones than me. I was 26, 22.
okay, Tyler, so my final question is gonna be, without that mistake, what was the plan to win the race? If you would have stick with Cucumber coming into the next lap, especially in the final lap, we know the DRS is powerful here. So what was the plan to try and win the race on the final laps if the mistake didn't happen? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Would have been interesting to see, but well, didn't happen. We'll see the revenge in Jeddah in next weekend. So, well, I think that's all my questions for you, Thales. So, congratulations in a really good race. At least we know you will be in contention because when you were out of the DRS, both of you were keeping exactly the same pace, or almost the same pace. Even at the end, you ended up 1.6 behind. So, it's gonna be a fun season to watch, definitely.
Thank you.
So now we're gonna go with the man in P3, Canadian Necktie, once again showing his consistency. Oh, and he left the party chat. Okay. The man on P3 once again showing his good consistency on the new game. Started really well with a 1-2 in the preseason race, the anniversary race in Austria, and now continues with that good charge coming into round 1. Not a 1-2, but a 1-3, which is also a really good result for the team. So congratulations for another really good race, Canadian Necktie on F122, and also really good pace. But I'm gonna start talking about the lap 1 incident with Thales now. I want you to give us your point of view of what happened there. Then can you talk us about your battle with Bial in the next laps? I saw he got you. I think it was in lap one, and then it took you some couple of laps to get by on him. I know he's not an easy driver to overtake at all, possibly one of our hardest drivers to overtake. So, can you talk us about your battle with him in those first laps of the race? Then I want to talk about the safety car. I know already what happened with Thales and you, but I think everything was fine at the end. It didn't really change something, but we're gonna go into now at the restart of the safety car. So we're mostly driving alone all that part of the race. I think you got a penalty for a collision under safety car, but I think it was with an AI or something. So maybe talk us about your final part of the race where there wasn't really much, nothing, no one behind, no one in front. So maybe you were waiting for Baraka to maybe catch you on fresher tires after he pitted, or were you confident on keeping that P3? All right, then I think that's all my questions for you. So congratulations on another podium. Completely the opposite from last season, where I know it was a really difficult season for you. This season you start straight on the podium. You already had a good race in the anniversary race. So let's carry this into the next rounds of this season. And now I'm gonna make the general question. Next weekend we go into Jeddah, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Well, of course, we had that race in IOR a couple of days ago, so we already know how a league race goes on there. But I'm gonna ask you, how are you looking forward into Jeddah, especially well, you already had that battle with Thales Cucumber, so you know he does have the pace to fight, and of course, Baraka should be there as well. So, question for the two of you: how are you looking forward into next weekend race?
I mean, I don't mind Jeddah. I think it's just a bit of, I mean, as you saw, carnage. Um, and I mean, I expect it to go down to the last lap, whoever makes a mistake, because I mean, everyone's just gonna be sitting in the DRS. Um, no matter what, I can probably be half a second faster than Talis, but I mean, probably not. But all he has to do is spam his DRS. I mean, he's gonna stay there. So um, we'll see what happens. I mean, if anyone like say has a bad qualifying, say Brack, Canadian, or I don't know anyone, say maybe uh, is not doesn't have a good qualifying, is maybe out of position, uh, maybe capitalize on that. But if it's like this today, like a 1, 2, 3, I mean, I think it's just going to be a DRS train, and it might come down to strategy too, maybe.
Hope no one spins like me in our war.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so that's all my questions for today. That's gonna be the end of this interview. So thank you for your time guys, and well, we'll meet back again in Jeddah. It was a really good season opener race, and yeah, more to come next weekend.
All right, thank you. See you guys next week.